Are you ready?
Oh, yeah!
Strap yourselves in for the Gaming Hub. With your hosts, Tyler.
You can't handle the truth!
Graham.
The force is strong in this way.
And Steven.
You cannot be serious!
Let's get started.
Alrighty then.
Hey everybody, welcome into the Gaming Hub. This is episode number 161. I'm your host Tyler, saying thank you so much for joining us, and I'm joined as always by our two co-hosts. Let's start with Steven. How are you today?
Doing pretty good. I got a chance to review a game. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But also, I did hint at it last week. I did go last week, so it was right the day before our podcast, but I couldn't talk about it because it's not open to the public until the 31st, which is tomorrow from the night we're recording. But by the time this goes out, it'll be open to the public, so now I can talk about it. And that was, I went to Galaxy's Edge in Star Wars. So I wanted to, talk about that a little bit and how awesome of an experience that was. So I will say, I get the, text from my buddy offering to go about 3 or 4 hours, right? Before it actually was gonna happen. And so I'm like, cool. That sounds great, of course. So naturally it starts pouring rain, right, on the drive to Disneyland to pick him up. And it's pouring, and then it starts lightning and thunder, and I'm like, don't care. I don't care. This is not going to ruin, Star Wars land. So, we go in and we're hanging out in Disneyland, right? And it's pouring rain, and we have to go get the tickets. And then we finally get into the Star Wars land, and the rain's literally as we're walking in, the rain just stops and the sun starts coming out. And we're like, that's a sign. And you go in and you see an X-Wing and I think it's the Y-Wing, the bomber. And then you keep walking, and it's just an amazing, it looks exactly like you're in a Star Wars film. Now the world, it's not a planet from the movies. It's its own outer world system, but it's everything in it is super designed for Star Wars. You don't feel like I didn't feel like I was in Disneyland the entire time I was in there. I kept forgetting I was in Disneyland. I was in this own little Star Wars world. It was phenomenal. We checked out the cantina, which, you can buy drinks and some stuff from. Very expensive drinks, but they're all flavored and themed, something
the blue milk is there, right?
Not in the cantina, but there is the blue milk, and I did try that, and it's interesting. It's very creamy, and it doesn't match the flavor of it. But it's good. It's good. But no, the cantina is the bar, right? And it repurposed one of the robots from Star Tours, from the old Star Tours, if anyone knows who's been to Disneyland remembers. And he's the DJ, and it's pretty cool. But the best part of it is once the rain stopped and things started to dry, the characters started coming out. And you have a bunch of stormtroopers walking around there. And Kylo supposedly walks around. Unfortunately, he wasn't there. But I did see Rey, and I did see there's another new Resistance character that's strictly made for that land, but they all they interact with the guests. The stormtroopers will pull you out of line to arrest you and stuff. It's but you get your spot back, but it's you feel like you're in an outer world system, right? And even the theme park workers, the Disneyland workers that man everything, they all they don't say good morning and stuff. They say a new moon rises or something like that. I can't remember. But they say stuff like that. And the idea is you piece the story together after, all the fans get, and you can ask all the characters what they're doing and stuff. It's really, really awesome. And finally, I did get to check out the ride, the Smuggler's Run, where you get to fly the Millennium Falcon. I got to fly the Millennium Falcon. I got to put that into light speed. So that was pretty cool. The ride's actually interactive. So you have 2 pilots, 2 gunners, and 2 engineers, and they all have to do stuff. You can fail the mission and fail the ride if you're not working together or whatever. It's not super stressful.
Did you fail?
No, we passed, of course. I'm an ace pilot over here. Come on.
For X-Wings?
No, yeah, Millennium Falcon.
Falcon.
Did you do the Kessel Run in less than 12 parsecs?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I did it in less than 10 parsecs. So
yeah. All right.
Because I'm better than Han Solo.
Okay.
But no, it's anyone I would wait if I was you guys and you're interested in coming to check it out. Like, wait a little bit. It's going to get super crowded over the next like 3-4 months, but it's definitely worth a trip. You can spend hours in that land, even without the rides. Just so much to look at. There's props from the movies. They have the Millennium Falcon, like a life-size version of it. They have a life-size version of Kylo's spaceship. An X-Wing. It's just a bunch of really awesome stuff. Like the Imagineers at Disneyland, like massive props to them. They did a phenomenal job in the look and feel of it. Like everything about it. They even have like a sound system where, you're walking and then it sounds like a spaceship's flying over your head. That's how good like the audio and stuff is. It's great.
Cool.
Like,
Cool.
Cannot wait. Tyler's a huge Disney fan. I told him next year for E3.
Star
assuming
Wars
it's,
fan, not so much Disney. But yeah.
Star Wars fan.
I mean, I like Disney, but yeah.
I told him that he is coming. We're going next E3 to Disneyland just so he can go check it out.
Yeah, I'm probably going to come down early next year just to have an extra day or so to go do that. And hopefully it doesn't rain.
You better bring some monies because you want to spend a lot.
Yeah.
I know you.
So
That's all right.
does it cover like every movie, like even like Rogue Squadron?
You mean Rogue One?
Rogue One. I keep getting mixed up with the
No,
game.
it's
Yes,
its own
Rogue One.
thing. It's not. It has nothing to do with the movies. Now there's props and stuff from all the
Yeah.
movies. And there's one shot. Like there's one of the shops in the middle of the land is like amazing when it comes to props. They have like tauntaun heads, framed on the wall and stuff. It's really cool. But it's its own thing. It's not. It doesn't copy a movie.
There's probably things that are like callbacks, like you'll recognize things, right?
Yes,
like
there's
certain
so many
elements.
Easter eggs throughout the park.
Yeah,
You see when the favorite character is Jar Jar Binks?
Unfortunately, Disneyland did us dirty and did not include a Jar Jar character walking around.
Imagine the outrage that'll come from that.
Yeah, I know.
So that's awesome though that you got to go, and
Yeah,
I
super
can't
awesome.
wait to go see it.
Oh,
I really
it's great. If you're in the SoCal area and you've already like booked your time to go, like let us know because I would love to hear what your thoughts are. But it's well worth it. Well worth it for any Star Wars fan.
All right. So Stephen, before we move on to Graham here, you did have one other bit of good news this week that we got you booked at E3 to see one thing in particular that I know you're super looking forward to.
Yes. Animal Crossing.
What? You got Animal Crossing?
No, I did get booked to go see Cyberpunk 2077. Unfortunately, it's not a demo and we can't record anything, and I'll probably be under embargo. But as soon as that's lifted, I will tell you all about it and how awesome it was.
Yep.
I'm excited.
So it'll probably be the type of thing where around August-ish, I think, is when they did it last year, right? Kind of put it out there for everybody.
Yes.
So
it might be quicker, but
yeah, it might be quicker. But yeah, it's awesome that you get to go to that. I might be going as well. We'll see. And then Graham might be getting like the super awesome treatment with Nintendo. We're waiting. We're still trying to work that out.
The Super Nintendo treatment?
Yeah.
wow.
But yeah, that'll be really cool. And I think we'd be able to get a really cool look into Nintendo's booth if we can make that happen. We're just kind of trading emails, trying to work out times and whatnot for that right now. So really excited about what we have planned for E3. I wish we could put up our calendar for you to see here on stream, because if you guys saw how booked we are with appointments and interviews and stuff, I think you'll be pretty happy with what you're looking forward to content-wise from us here in the next couple of weeks. So we're looking forward to it. We're really excited. 1 week from tomorrow, we'll all be sitting next to each other doing episode 162 and doing E3 predictions. So that's going to be awesome. We're looking forward to that.
Yes.
All right. Graham, how are you this week?
Yes, I am doing quite well. I just been spending most of my time on one game only. I think I talked about it on the last show, and I'm still working my way through it, and that is Kerbal Space Program. And it's getting to the point where it's getting really hard and really technical. But as you progress to the next step, like I feel like a sense of accomplishment. Like, I haven't seen any achievements pop yet, which I'm okay with because I've been enjoying the game. I haven't landed on the moon yet. That's the part I'm working on. I haven't played for a couple days because I had hockey and stuff like that, but I'm hoping to get back to it. But the game is so much fun, and I just can't wait to actually get into the campaign of it and just see how much other stuff there is and how far. Like, I feel like this is a game that I might put a lot of time and a lot of hours into it. Visually, it looks awesome. Like, you can zoom in on the ship and you can like see around planets and stuff like that. So it definitely gets me excited for, like, especially make me thinking back of like Mass Effect, where you're driving around in this little RC car around on the planets. So other than that, I haven't been playing a lot, but I've been good, keeping busy at work and stuff like that, and hoping to get into KSP. And as we're like doing a little research on E3 and stuff like that, I'm definitely getting excited. I've watched some trailers on games that we know is coming out, and just getting a little information, stuff like that. But it's an exciting time to be in video games, and I can't wait for just over 7 days, 8 days to be exact, that I'll be in LA and get to begin the experience. And my head's probably just going to explode. And then
Graham, 8 days from right now, you'll have had In-N-Out for the first time already.
Yes. And according to you two, it's going to be phenomenal, amazing. I know there's some haters out there, I'm not going to say who, says that's crap and there's better stuff out there.
Well, they're just flat out incorrect and wrong. And mostly just, I think jealous that it's not right where they live. So, Steven, also 8 days from right now, you and I will have tried ketchup chips for the first time.
It's true.
Yes.
So also we're 8 days from now we might be regretting doing a certain something tease for you guys, but you're gonna want to be tuning in because we all might be struggling with something.
And
we'll leave it at that.
And only other thing I'm gonna add to that is we need you guys to submit some good questions for next week, because that is very much tied to this.
Yes, questions, the better question, or the harder and more thought-provoking questions, the better.
Yes.
It's gonna be fun. Graham, real quick though, was there anything you wanted to say about KSP? Anything else? Just kidding. I won't make you say it.
Steven was helping me, and I appreciate your help, Steven, because Steven is really good at the game.
Really smart.
He could be the best person I've ever seen play the game, which I didn't even see him play the game.
I'm not even.
And I was in party for the whole thing, listening to all of this.
It was fun.
I've never heard the word like periapsis so many times in one conversation in my life. Yep.
Yeah, no, for sure. But Steven, sometimes he'd be like, assume that I'd be caught up to him, and he's like, yeah, I'm onto this now. And I'm like, no, you got to come back and help me. But he was helpful, and he was the reason that I got through it. He didn't help me on the next step. He just kind of abandoned me. And I think he tried it, and he couldn't land on the moon. So then he just went off and did his own thing. Because he's
I tried to land on the moon with my own ship that I made, and I made it too top heavy. So it was a pain in the butt.
He's like, I don't have to prove myself to you. So he's like, I'm just going to go do my own thing. So I'm like, that's cool.
No, I was doing the campaign, Graham.
But thank you, Steven.
Welcome. I'm here for you.
Are you sure about that?
No.
So,
Just
anything else, Graham?
No, but I'm seeing some reassurance about In-N-Out being amazing. So
it is.
So they're not leading me down the wrong path.
I'll tell you, I had Culver's today for the first time in well over a year. And man, it's just as good as I remembered. To me, the only place that's better is In-N-Out for fast food. That's my opinion. But anyway, we'll have In-N-Out next Friday. And we'll
let you know my
Graham, we're going to get video of your first experience with In-N-Out.
Graham's going to do a 25-minute review.
Yeah. We're going to do the YouTube video where Graham eats one of everything on the menu. Including the secret menu.
Yep. But he doesn't get to spit it, or he doesn't get to swallow it. He has to like spit it out into its own like the spit bowl and be like
I'm like, I'm so hungry, just let me eat some of it.
So
nope.
All right. So for me, pretty good week. I didn't play a ton of games. We did play some NHL 19, regrettably.
Oh, yes, we did.
We did. We put the band back together, which was probably ill-advised, considering how
wasn't
long it's
that
been
bad.
since the band played together. But it was a little rough, Graham. We were rusty.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
It was rough, but I would say it was fun, except no. But other than that, it was really fun. So we're getting in chat, Graham, recommendations for you.
What is animal fries?
Oh, you'll find out on Friday.
You're gonna find out next Friday. And by the way, if you're listening to us on the East Coast, you've never had In-N-Out, never heard of it for some reason, we'll have a YouTube video of Graham's first In-N-Out experience posted probably next Friday night. So
Can't wait.
But yeah, I haven't played a ton of games this past week because I've been doing a lot of contacting back and forth for E3, and I've been working on some YouTube videos, and Steven, I think we'll go into that when we talk about joining the community. But we are making sort of a renewed commitment and effort there, and it's been good. So that's been my week pretty much. Just really looking forward to getting to E3. Like, even our news items tonight are pretty much all news dumps before E3 or leaks. So the hype's there, the excitement's there. I'm just ready to go. So that's it for me. Steven, take us away.
All right. Just a reminder, we're the official podcast of the Xbox Hub. Head on over to the xboxhub.com for all the latest and greatest in news, reviews, and everything else from the world of Xbox. We'd love to have you come join our community. The easiest way to do that would be to head on over to Twitch at TXH Gaming Hub. Drop a follow while you're there. And then you can find links at the bottom of the page for Facebook and Discord, Twitter, Instagram, email, YouTube, all that fun stuff. But you can go straight to the source at Facebook if you want, at the Gaming Hub forums. And from either of those two aforementioned places, you can get links to Discord. We have a lot of fun stuff going up in those places. Questions of the day for you guys to answer so we can hear from you. Among other things, just talk about video games as a whole, specific to each console, books, movies, all that stuff, TV, music. A lot of great stuff. D&D, been really fun as far as that goes. And you can also join us on Twitter at TXH Gaming Hub to see all the fun stuff we tweet out. Send us an email at thegaminghubpodcast@gmail.com as well. And then finally, you can head on over to YouTube at the Gaming Hub Podcast. We have a lot of stuff going out for E3 already. And then next week, you're just going to be inundated with just massive amounts of content. E3 wise, videos, interviews, whatever we can get our hands on, we're going to share with you guys. We want this to be a community experience. So drop a follow while you're there, drop a sub. Actually, that's how it works on YouTube. Drop a sub, hit the bell so you can see all the content we have. Maybe give some of our E3 preview videos a like and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, we really appreciate it. It helps us a ton when you do that. So, all right, Steven, thank you. And if you'd like to support the community, we'd really appreciate that. A couple different ways to do that. You can go on to Twitch, where we are right now with episode 161. By the way, starting next Friday, our episodes are going to change a little bit on Twitch. And by that, I mean, they'll be in video. So that's we're looking forward to that as well. And I think that'll help us help with reaching out to more people and engaging the community better. So you can go to Twitch. If you're an Amazon Prime member, you get a free Twitch Prime sub to use every single month. And if you choose to spend that on us, we really, really appreciate it. If not, spend it on somebody, help them achieve their goals on Twitch. We also have a Patreon page, patreon.com/gaminghub. And for as little as $5 a month there, you get entered into a monthly giveaway for $60 in gift cards to the console of your choice. And for as little as $2 a month, you're entered, or you get a bunch of content exclusive to patrons, either permanently exclusive or timed exclusive. And at the $5 and up level, you get all of that content plus entries into the giveaway. So that's how you can support the community. We'd really appreciate if you do that, because we are rolling out a bunch of extra stuff between YouTube, Patreon exclusive content, more video content, more episodes. We will have a minimum of 7 episodes for you during E3. So we're really looking forward to that. And yeah, we'd really appreciate if you help support the community, if you can and you're willing to do so. All right. Before we head into news, guys, Steven mentioned earlier he got a chance to review a game. So I know, Steven, the review copy was for the Nintendo Switch. And it's a game that previously had been out on, PC, and was it out on PS4?
That is a good question. I think it was.
I think it was. I'm pretty sure it was. But Project Nimbus is the game, and you got a chance to play it on the Switch and review it. And go ahead, tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, it was on PS4. So yeah, I did get to review Project Nimbus. Massive thanks real quick to Game Tomo for giving me a review code for that game. I'd say it's a mech action game, and so it's a mech action game where you get to fly around and you get to blow things up with a bunch of different types of weapons. A little anime style, but not like super. But yeah, it's it was really fun to play. I think you had a couple questions, right, for me on that front?
Yep, sure do. So, I don't know, I watched the video because you already put the review video up on YouTube. Please check that out, everybody, by the way. The Gaming Hub podcast on YouTube. But the one thing I had a tough time figuring out is just kind of watching the video without, if you're watching without volume, which is what my PC does. I watched it with volume on my phone later. But is figuring out what the story is. It looks cool. It looks like you can go around in a flying robot shooting a bunch of stuff. Tell me about what story is there, and is it any good?
Well, I'll start by saying it's not the greatest. It's a little cliche, pretty boring, overall. Basically, the idea was there was a massive World War III nuclear war and stuff that destroyed Earth itself. So all the big cities went the wealthy countries and stuff took their cities to the sky, and there's people terrorist group that isn't happy about that. And then there's also you have China and Russia being pissed off at you as well for whatever reason. And so that's basically the two things. You have China and Russia going against mostly Russia in the early parts, going against America, and you play as a pilot. There's one on both sides, so the missions basically swap you back and forth between the two sides. It was kind of hard to follow at first. It wasn't until the second act that I really understood what was going on. But yeah, you play these two characters. The characters aren't bad. I did enjoy the two characters, Mirai and Juliana, that you play as, but overall the story pretty cliche, including a part where I don't want to spoil anything. And if you're planning on going to play this for the story for whatever reason, but there's a few just staples in that type of game, right? That you see in every single, movie or game that revolves around the storyline of two warring, clans or tribes or, factions, or countries or factions or whatever you want to say. So there's a lot of cliches, but you're not playing this game for the story. At least I wouldn't. The most fun part is the gameplay. So like I said earlier,
tell me about that.
Yeah. You control these mechanized battle frames, and they all have different weapons, right? So you have homing missiles, you have just regular shotguns and some submachine guns. You have these robot. I don't even know if I'd call them robots, but they're automated missiles that can either you can send them to attack ships by aiming at them, or you can have them just sit behind you and then they deflect rockets that are locked onto you. There's a particle cannon, which is really, really fun to use. There's also this sniper-esque weapon that you can shoot long range. And it's very effective. And those are all the weapons you use. You just switch between them while they're all loading. And you also have a blade. So you have this sword that you can, if you get up close to enemies, you can use to take them out. So the goal is you just fly around the map and take out all the enemies, and they're trying to take you out. The game's not easy. I will say that. But it's really fun. It's just fun to fly around. It's the first mech action game I've ever played. Maybe I played one a long, long time ago in an arcade, but it's the first one I ever played on a console. So I didn't realize how fun it could be to just fly around and shoot things. You kind of feel like Iron Man, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so talk about the world a little bit. A lot of games rely on color palette a lot to help set the tone in the world. I know you mentioned that in the video review. Talk about that a little bit.
I did. It's very drab and brown and tan and stuff for most of the game. There's a few missions that change it up, but a few of those missions are just trade the browns in for white. So you're in a snow mission and it's just all white. There are a couple missions that have you flying over nice blue waters or in space, but even the space mission is really boring to look at. It doesn't look great. It's a lot of browns, a lot of tans. stuff like that. There's 1 or 2 missions that do have you over like a decent color map. Like the color looks okay to good. But overall, like the maps aren't very interesting and they're kind of samesies. And it was really hard to tell when I was like in a new area. And I could not tell you what maps I was playing on most of the time or even where I was. Like they changed like, not the way they look, but the color scheme of it. And that was just, that could have been a little more colors, a little more color strewn in. Also, for some reason, I don't know why. I don't know if it's the Switch hardware itself, but like a lot of the mech battle, like the mech frames that I had, the battle frames, like they look grainy, especially in the loading screens. So it didn't look super fun, and it was really hard to tell the enemy ships apart because but that's nothing to do with the game. It has more to do with what you're doing. Or more, not to do with the design of the game, but more to do with the game itself. You're flying around, so you're not going to get good looks at them, and I'm okay with that. All that matters is they blow up fun, and the particle effects and stuff like that, and the explosions are.
Okay, cool. Real quick, just in terms of we talked about the visuals a little bit, but in terms of graphics and sound, how would you rate this game against other Switch titles?
I've seen better looking Switch titles for sure. Mm-hmm. I did really enjoy the audio, especially the music. I liked the music. I sat and listened. Like, there were times where I had to I was recording the video for the the review, and the menu music was playing, and I was just sitting there listening to it. Or I'd if I needed to check my phone for something, right? And the menu music, I really enjoyed it, and I liked the music during the gameplay itself. The audio mostly sounds pretty good. There are times that you can't hear the shotguns and the submachine guns all that well, so it's hard to tell I was even shooting. The only way I could tell is at the bottom right, there's like a ammo gauge that does show you. But sure. I mean, I actually really did enjoy the audio. The music was great. Whoever did the soundtrack for the game deserves props because that music was really good. It was really fun. The graphics, I mean, it's hard to. They're not amazing, but the game is old. It is a remaster, so that could come into, or like a remastered port, I guess, would be the best way to describe it. So that might have affected things as well. So it's not going to look like a newly polished 2019 game, but it doesn't need to because it plays really fun.
Okay. So if you had to sum it up in 30 seconds, give me the good, the bad, and what score you gave the game.
All right. Well, the combat was great. Very enjoyable. The story, the artwork was just okay, like bordering on bad at times. But the music did bring back in. So just for mindless gameplay or just like really fun gameplay, it was really good. And I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars. And I haven't changed my mind. Like I would stick to that for sure. That's exactly what I would say. But for $20 on the Switch, if you're looking just to blow things up and fly around and feel like Iron Man, that's the way to do it because you do feel like that. And it's a great game. I mean, it's a good fun game. Fun game. Awesome.
All right. Well, thank you, Steven. So again, Project Nimbus for the Nintendo Switch, 3 out of 5 stars from us. So thanks, Steven, for that review.
Yes.
All right, guys. Oh, Graham's still here. Hi, Graham.
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm listening.
All right. Let's go to news, everybody.
In the news.
And we're going to start with something. I'm just going to say, guys, I told you this was going to happen.
No, I told you. I knew before you did.
We predicted this. All of us.
All of us.
No, not Graham. Graham was so wrong. He was like, it's not coming out till 2050. We'll all be dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Said it. I heard
him. So, Death Stranding got a new trailer and a confirmed release date of November 8th, 2019. And that's 21/9, not 2/9.
Well, duh, you said 19, not 29.
Well, just clarifying for those who are still thinking this game was a decade away.
But now there's still
not
a chance for delays.
No, shut up, Graham.
Delays have been known to happen. Maybe
Kojima has never delayed anything, Graham.
Sony's never delayed anything. Sony puts their games out when they say.
Yes.
Yeah, they pretty much do. So, except for
The Last Guardian.
Days Gone, and The Last Guardian. Yeah, got
and a lot of Sony games that get delayed 4, 5, 6 years.
And Kingdom Hearts, that was delayed too.
That wasn't a Sony game though.
Oh, okay, yeah.
They didn't delay God of War, did they? I don't think so. And they didn't delay Uncharted 4. Or did they? Yes, they did. They
So-
don't ever really delay MLB though, so I guess that's good. But anyway, so that could happen. It's possible, but for now,
Wish them
November
it doesn't.
8th. Yeah, November 8th of this year. As we saw the trailer, I think the backlash that's out there right now is that we still don't know what it's about. Nobody has any idea. I don't know, Steven, you and I were talking off air, and I watched the trailer again. I think this does provide a pretty good glimpse into what the game is about. I think people are just mad that they don't know the exact storyline. But do you need to?
Do you
I don't know, what do you
want
think?
to?
Yeah.
I don't. I got it from the first two trailers where you can like say you don't really understand, but I think I did understand. I did find the hard drive. Yeah, they're the funny version, the video game version of The Onion. They posted like a article being like, I know what Death Stranding is about. I just want to make sure you guys know what it's about before I tell you, like type of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think I do. I feel like it's a game where, the world went to hell in a handbasket, as the world always does in video games. And there's these like monsters that, I think have to relate to the past, or they're related to the past or connected in some way. And then you also have a faction of like bad like humans. And so when it's sunny out, like they're the ones
that's where Mads comes in. Yeah.
I don't think I think he's connected to the monster people, to be honest.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
But like when it rains, the monsters come out, and the only way to like see where they're at, in some sense, is to have the little baby thing. And the game's like it looks like an exploration, little stealth, not super stealthy, but like an action game, a little bit of shooting, a lot of exploring and learning and trying to, as Hideo Kojima said himself, it's a lot about like connecting the world and connecting strands, hence the name, between like all the fractured butthole things. No, all the fractured like pieces of the world and stuff. So I felt like I got enough to understand at least what you're kind of doing. I don't want to know more than that before I play. I feel like if you know the story before going in, why are you gonna play the story? You know what I mean? Like what are you asking?
Yeah.
I guess we could have saw a little more gameplay maybe, but I didn't need to because it looks fun.
I saw enough.
Yeah.
There was a fair bit of gameplay.
I mean, there's a little bit of shooting, a little bit of action, a lot of like walking. I don't think it's a walking simulator. I've seen people call it that.
Yeah,
I have too. I've seen a bunch of that, and I agree with you, Steven. It is not. And yes, there's going to be times where you're on foot, like in every other game ever made.
Yes.
But it's not going to be that. I really doubt that. So, for me, I've seen enough to know that I want to get it to find out the details, and put the story together. Graham, the question is for you. You have been very much opposed to Death Stranding since the beginning. No, there's no other way to put it.
No, you're right.
You can't back off now.
No, I'm not backing off. But I'm telling you, one of the main reasons why I was so set off was because they were teasing these little trailers for a game that we didn't think was coming out until 2025. And now it's coming out. So now apparently it's all done and stuff.
Well, Graham, we can't even really say little trailers because their E3 showings were all like 8, 9, 10 minutes long.
Yeah, but
we even walked out of those not knowing what the hell we just saw. It looked cool, but we weren't really sure.
Yeah, and I still don't know really what's going on. Like, I learned a bit more about it. Now I know he rides a motorcycle with this huge backpack on. Like, I'm sure you can maneuver like that in a bike. Like, when I watch it, it's kind of comical looking. And, it kind of takes away from it. And I know it's a completely unrealistic type of game. I can see elements of Metal Gear Solid where you're kind of like sneaking around with this huge backpack on your back. But nothing is really like drawing me in. It's like, I really want to play this. I'm sure the story's going to be really extensive, a lot to it. could be hard to follow, a little convoluted. Seems to be a ton going on. They have a crazy amount of cast in this, like big names and stuff like that. Like I was pretty impressed,
including someone called Die Hard Man, which is awesome.
Yeah,
yeah. I saw that. I'm like, Die Hard Man, like that's pretty awesome.
This is the greatest. This will be the best game of all time, hands down. No questions asked.
So,
but yeah, and then where they show him where he's like going through his backpack and he selects a ladder and like boom, just a ladder just appears in his backpack, and it's like, so there's definitely a lot of little like far-fetched little magical little things into it. But like I said, I'm still not like stoked for it. I want to play this. I'm interested to see more on it, maybe get more of an idea. But another thing brings to me is if they have this game ready and they have all this footage and all this stuff, and supposedly Last of Us 2 will be coming out, or like, why aren't they at E3? That's still
that's a good question,
because we talked about it. It's like they have nothing to show. That's why they're not there.
That's what they said.
Apparently they have a lot to show.
Yeah.
And Nintendo did it. They centered around Breath of the Wild, and we were mind blown, and they showed a ton of Breath of the Wild, and we just came out of it just super excited. Like whatever else they threw up there, it didn't really matter. So like if they're so behind this Death Stranding and they have other stuff, like even when they had their state of play or whatever, like I see enough content that they could have added an E3. So I don't know.
I agree.
I'm really surprised.
Well, let me bounce this off you guys, because here's what I think. I think the reasons they've given up to now are complete BS. So I think here's what it is, and I stand by saying that I think Sony's a little guilty of some arrogance here in the second half of this console generation. But I think they're at the point where they don't care about speaking to everyone anymore. They just want to speak to their base, because their base is, pretty big. And they can control the message and have it be all about them by doing these little events throughout the year. Because guess what? They did one yesterday and everybody's talking about it. We're talking about it right now. So I think that's where they're at. I think they don't care about speaking to everyone. They care about talking only to their base. And that's it. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned it to you. Yeah. Again, like, this is perfect for them. They can put it out a week before E3 or 2 weeks before E3. I still think they might have something next week, to be honest with you, early. And, control the message. Or not even really control the message, just have, dominate the news cycle. And I don't have an issue with that. The more I think about this, when you mentioned they speak to their base, I think you're right. But I don't see why that's a bad thing. Like, Sony, if you were going to get a PlayStation by now, you probably would have, right? For those that are into video games. And there's so much stuff coming to, I guess not anymore, but there's been so much stuff that have come to PlayStation that you don't really need to, market to the masses. You have a huge base right now. You come up with these awesome looking games that are super mysterious and, gets people like Graham that are like, I don't even know what this is. I'm not going to buy it. And I mean, there's people like that and that's fine. But there's also people like me that are really curious and, the intrigue is there. And it's just all right, I don't know what this is, but I don't care. I want to see more. And then we see more and you're like, okay, I get enough where I can justify buying this, though I would have anyways. And yeah, so I don't have an issue with them skipping E3. I know you do. I think there are people. I mean, I've seen other people say on Twitter that. Well, I've seen people say it all over that E3's dead. And I don't know if that's 100% true, but I do think
I don't think it is at all.
We might see.
Well, we're gonna bring it back.
Us three, yes. Exactly.
We're gonna bring life into E3.
Honestly, though. You can make the mention that Sony, but is Microsoft really that innocent here? They left E3 itself. They do their own thing in their own place. It just happens to be during that week.
Yeah, I know, and it's almost literally right next door. The Staples Center is in between, but it is. Yeah, I mean, I hear that, but they still consider themselves part of E3. They have the briefing. I will say the FanFest thing, you're limiting access to a really select number of people. And, I can't say I'm a huge fan of that. So I hate anything in the industry where, it's the big get bigger and the small have a tough time breaking through, whether that's developers, whether that is media, whatever. It doesn't matter. I want, that's one thing that's super cool about E3 is that it is a universal celebration of gaming. Yeah. And when you have a company that touts themselves as the best place to play and for the players and they're not there, then you're a hypocrite in my mind. I'm sorry, but you are. Because you're making decisions that are best for business, and that's okay because you need to make money, but don't come and spin it as, this is a better experience for our fans when you don't know that for sure, but you know that business-wise it's the best decision for you.
Well, yeah, I'll argue. All right, Graham, you go ahead, but I'm going to argue that point.
Well, I was going to say, especially when you have all this stuff that you're just like dripping like a little bit here and a little bit there and a little bit there leading up to E3. Like, I just don't understand why you don't want to be a part of this huge thing where all these people come together and show all the fans what they have in store. So, like, are they going to keep doing this all the way through, like, E3, just, like, to take away from these other companies? Like, I don't think that's fair. It's like...
No, I think that would be really kind of crappy, to be honest with you.
Yeah, like, you have your one night that's for you and to do that. So, I don't know. Like, if that's what Sony's doing, then I'm not going to be happy with that
I don't think they are. I want to be clear. I don't think they are. I think they're getting ahead of it right now, and they're going to own the discussion right now.
Yeah, and like how we talked last week, too, like we were talking about, like, the games coming out are actually going to be on PlayStation 4, and they're like, well, they're probably going to come out for the PlayStation 5, but they're going to be, like, for the PS4 as well. When now we know Death Stranding's coming out for the PS4.
Now we were probably dead wrong on that.
And there's a good chance Last of Us 2 is coming out.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking the other game is
it's probably next fall.
Yeah. Yep. So why aren't you at E3? That's what I want to know.
That's a fair point. Steven, what were you going to say?
Well, you say E3 is for the fans, and maybe it is, but itself it isn't. Like, there's not a lot of fans that go to E3 can afford.
Yeah, but they watch
close.
It though. Like,
they watch
I know
the
what you're saying.
briefings.
No,
they
go ahead and finish.
Go to E3
go ahead and finish.
Itself. So there's a briefing, but what is the difference between putting out this trailer by yourself the week before? Like, is it really that different than holding a 2-hour press conference? You know what's coming from PlayStation. You just mentioned those 3 games. I still think we see a Last of Us trailer at some point soon, maybe Ghost of Tsushima, but they're far away on that. So I don't see an issue with them not doing a conference, which probably wouldn't be that good because it'd feel very bloated. And just releasing this 8-minute long trailer. They did something on Twitch, which, like, the more people that join, like, there's more hands that join the screen, and, like, it revealed stuff in the background right before this trailer dropped on, was it Tuesday, I think, or Monday or Tuesday? So yeah, I'm gonna argue that, like, the more I think about it, the more I'm, like, not happy, or I'm not unhappy that they're not going. I don't think it's that big of a deal.
No, I don't either. I'm not unhappy. To me, like, they're all guilty of this, but to me, Sony is sometimes in a league of its own in we're going to say one thing from a PR standpoint, and the real motivation is a complete 180 from that.
Yeah. I mean, I guess, but, there was something Sony could have done to prove and, like, that, like, make them out to... Like, smart business. I show with this. There's something they could have done that would have been super smart business-wide, made them look like complete butt heads. God, that sounds.
Yeah, but they know they can't do that because they can, but they can't because they would get called out on it.
Would they?
Very significant. They would, not by their fanboys, but by everyone else that has a objective view. They would very much get called out for that.
You see, I am hard pressed to think that IGN would call them out for that.
No, they would. Not the fanboys, because I'm sorry, but there are every major outlet has them. Fanboys of certain consoles, and no console's immune to that. But I think they would be called out. And by the way, I think just to clarify for people listening, you're talking about like if on Sunday of Microsoft conference,
Yes,
they
Sunday morning.
dropped, this trailer.
Yep.
Right. And yeah, that would be super dirty. And their fanboys would eat it up, because they just owned Xbox and blah, 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 and whatever. Like, that's not what it's about, though. Like, the E3 is a celebration of gaming, not a we're here to screw over everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what makes E3 really fun and special, is because for 1 week on the show floor, nobody's talking about, this one's better than this one, and you suck because you play this. That's on all the comment sections, and that's fine. But like on the show floor itself and in the auditoriums where they do the briefings, that's not the conversation. The conversation is, look at how awesome this hobby that we all love is. And that's where I think that as right now, the leader in the industry in console gaming, they have a role to play there. And if they're not going to do it for business reasons, which we all know is what it is, that's fine. But don't spout off about all the fan service stuff that your fanboys are going to defend whatever you say anyway. And just like Xbox fanboys would for them. So I'm not super disappointed that they're not there. They can do what they want.
I just don't even know. Like, what would you do in the conference? There's 3 games. Show 10 minutes each. 30 minutes.
I think they should have. I think they should have a place on the floor. They can have a 35, 40 minute briefing and be just fine.
And I feel they have more than 3 or 4. Like, we've seen other stuff, and I'm sure there's other stuff in the development. You don't think any other like company has like the big ones and the little ones that people don't know about? Like, I don't think that's an excuse that they have nothing to show. Because I believe
they could show this game. They could show extended gameplay of this game because it's now only 5-6 months away. But I think you have a 35-40 minute briefing. You show this. You show something for Last of Us 2, maybe another trailer, whatever. Bring Call of Duty out there and a couple other third parties and call it a day, and you're good.
Yeah, and
but real quick, Graham, I think the more important thing is that they're on the show floor, though, for those 3 days of coverage, because there is nonstop coverage on Twitch and all the streaming platforms from literally like in the morning until the sun sets of what's going on the show floor for those 3 days. And they can get a lot of exposure there as well. So, and just having them there makes it more special because they're there.
Yeah, and I was just going to mention...
That's fine. Go ahead, Graham.
Like, they're talking about PSVR 2.0 or whatever is coming out or maybe coming out. Like, that's something else, like, they could talk about or whatever. Like, they seem to... I don't know.
No, I thought that was confirmed that wasn't happening.
Was it
that
confirmed?
It's going to be this PSVR. Like, they're not making a new one.
Even if it was, I would argue that that's the type of thing that's actually better for the direct format. Because then the people who want to watch that can. Mm-hmm. And most PlayStation gamers are not interested in that. Because the adoption rate, while successful, is not that high.
Yeah, you're right.
It's beating projection, but it's not high. So, all right. Anyway, didn't mean to go down the rabbit hole there, everyone, but we did. So anyway, another game got revealed this week. We all kind of knew it was coming, but we actually got to see it today. And that's Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Now, this is a reboot of the series, not a remake, and it's not Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4. So, Steven, you're the biggest pew-pew guy.
Okay.
At one time you were.
At one time.
Does this at all make you consider wanting to play it again?
Yes, of course I'll buy this. Modern Warfare was my favorite of the Call of Duties.
Okay. Graham?
Yes, but I don't know about day one, but I am definitely interested in playing it because I did enjoy the first one. That's the first Call of Duty I ever played, I think. And I really enjoyed it. I thought it was great. I would love to see it on like a new engine now with 4K graphics, and it looks a lot of fun, and it has like a co-op campaign, which looks fun. And yeah, no, I'm all in on this one. Like I said, I don't think I'll get it like right away, but I'll get it eventually.
Well, Graham, it's got a release date of October 25th. So, I would guess Black Friday is going to be a pretty significant price reduction.
Yeah.
Walmart always has Call of Duty on sale on Black Friday. Always.
And some was like Black Ops 3, they threw that in with an Xbox. You buy an Xbox, you get it free. So they could have some promotions to get it free. So you never know. That might be the time I pick it up.
There you go. You can go fight everybody in the store.
Yeah.
And get it. So, one other thing I want to touch on here. I guess they had Infinity Ward had an event a couple months ago where some journalists got to go and see the game and see actual story missions in the campaign play out. They're now allowed to kind of talk a little bit about what they saw today. And the general feeling amongst a lot of them is that this game's going to be extremely controversial, guys. And because if we remember the airport level in Modern Warfare 2.
No Russian,
yes. That upset a lot of people. I can understand why. It may be a little uncomfortable playing it, I'm not going to lie. And I guess I would say anybody that's playing that laughing and saying this is awesome, I worry for you. But that doesn't mean that things like that don't happen in this world. Now, there are journalists saying this should be these controversial scenes and moments in the new Modern Warfare should be taken out of the game. What are you guys' thoughts on that?
Steven, you want to go?
No, I don't.
You don't want to go? Well, like I said, it's for this game. It's not realistic. It's not real. Like they try to make it look realistic.
Oh, Graham, it looks awfully real, doesn't it?
Well, it does, but it's not, right? It's based on stories they made up and stuff like that. And some of them will have like apocalypse, and they have like circumstances of everybody dying or certain people dying and stuff like that. It's no different than movies. They have a rating and stuff like that. Once you restrict the freedom of people like in these games, then they're gonna do it to movies and stuff like that. So, like obviously the games are gonna do stuff, and it could be something that's completely different than that, and people will have issues with it. You can't please everyone. Some things might bring bad memories to some people, and it could be like I don't want to say they have like specific details. So I don't like where they're restricted their freedom. You can't have this, you can't have that. Like one of the things that really upset me with Fable is basically you would make a character and you would be as evil as you possibly can, but they wouldn't let you like attack like kids and stuff like that. And it's like, okay, if I'm like pure evil and stuff like that, then they shouldn't like restrict stuff like that. So
well, Graham, the reality is they're not going to win here no matter what they do.
Yeah.
Because there's a group of people on, each end of this that will not be happy. Personally, I guess I feel like it's their game. They can make the game they want to make, and it'll be judged afterward by the people. By fans and ultimately probably by people that have never played it, just heard things. That's fine. But ultimately, I think they should make the type of game they want to make, but they're accountable to that as well.
Yes. So,
that's, I guess, my opinion. However, to switch back to a lesser, controversial topic, but I guarantee that's going to come up again later. This game is supposed to have co-op, and you're supposed to be able to progress throughout across modes. So between campaign into multiplayer, things like that, progression is going to apply to you and not be separate. And I think that's pretty cool.
Yes, that's really cool.
Didn't World at War have that? If I remember right. Something like that anyway. I think it did.
Yeah,
Well,
you're right. Everything like it contribute to like your overall level and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think so.
Also, crossplay is a thing for this game.
Yes, that's a big deal.
Now, we don't know yet if it's crossplay between Xbox One and PS4. We don't know that yet.
Yeah, they don't play nice
We do,
together,
however,
so.
know that each of them will be crossplay with PC.
Yes.
So, Steven, thoughts on any of that?
I don't know how you do crossplay between PC and consoles without doing them between the consoles themselves. Like, it just seems like more work than
it does.
it could, do. But
doesn't it kind of feel like the whole, like when somebody's mad at someone and they look to like their friend right next to the person and they're like, tell them I said this.
Like in,
you know,
what parents do to their kids when they're divorced, or like
yes,
the scene in Harry Potter with Hermione, Ron, and Harry in Harry Potter 4.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I don't see how you could do it without having the crossplay between the consoles. And the way they worded it made me think there would be. They're like between PC and consoles. Like, I guess, I mean, there is enough. What's the word? Shoot, cannot think of the word right now. Like, you could read between the lines, or it's vague. I guess it's vague enough where it's you could take it as there'll be crossplay between all of them, or you could take it as there'll only be crossplay between the consoles and PC, but not between each other.
The only concerning thing is that they couldn't get confirmation.
Yes.
On crossplay between the consoles. So, that's always worrisome, right?
Yes.
It sucks because it's like the game, they want to have it, and by no fault of their own, it's that these two, console makers can't quite see eye to eye here. And let's be honest here, it is on the PlayStation end. I know I sound like I'm bashing PlayStation tonight. I'm not. I love my PlayStation, but outside of my whole bill that they say I owe. But otherwise, the games are great. I've said repeatedly, Spider-Man is the most fun I had last year with the game. Anyway, I think it's mostly on PlayStation's end, but it's, these developers want it to happen. Let's just make it happen.
Yeah. Speaking of Spider-Man, real quick, there is going to be a sale on PlayStation. When does it start? Is it?
It starts next Friday.
Yeah, that's okay. Next Friday, and
that's their E3 little infiltration, by the way.
Yeah, that's a lot of great games. There's supposedly now it says as low as, so I don't know if you can get MLB The Show 19, Spider-Man, and God of War 419, or if it's as low as it's because it said starting at 19.99. Yeah. So part of me, and Days Gone was in there too. Part of me thinks those games will not be $19.99. They might. One of them might be.
My guess is God of War is.
Yes. Probably.
Mm-hmm.
Horizon Zero Dawn as well. I imagine Days Gone and MLB will be like 40. But I think that might be when I pick up Days Gone.
All right, cool. I don't know. Hopefully it lasts like 10 days, doesn't it? Something like that?
Yeah, I'll buy it on my phone if I have to. And then.
So yeah, I might have to do the same because I'm not going to have my PlayStation with me because my PlayStation is not attending E3 this year. So, all right. Anything else in Call of Duty?
Nope.
All right.
We're good.
We kind of talked about the Avengers game from Square Enix, and that reveal has been confirmed for E3 with leaked details about the game today where they talked about, Steven, it's funny, you asked me off air yesterday, like, what would I want from it? And it was kind of everything I said. Like co-op, being able to choose different characters and play as different characters if you want to, co-op with other people, work together in missions. Like, that's what they said this is. What I'm really interested to see, though, is there is a rumor that you will not be playing as the principal Avengers characters. So like Captain America, Hulk, Thor, etc., Iron Man. But new characters that take over for them.
Yeah. But
would you be okay with that, or do you want to play? Though, right? No, it's not confirmed. Would you be okay with that, or would you rather just play as the ones you know?
I don't care. I think it'd be fun either way. I'd actually like to make my own superhero. That'd be cool if I could make my own, and then that'd be the sweetest. That's exactly what I want out of the rumored maybe potential Harry Potter game. Same thing, make my own damn wizard.
Would you make it like the South Park superheroes?
No. It's
Okay.
serial superheroes only. Super serial.
Okay.
My hero would be, like all the superheroes put together into one. Okay, I'd make the ultimate superhero. It should allow me to do that.
Because that's
Video
fair.
game, and I should get what I want. No,
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't read the leak because I want to be surprised when we see it at E3.
Yeah.
But see, that's the thing. It's like, do we do it because we should talk about it on the show, or should we wait?
Well, here's the thing. They didn't give away any confirmed gameplay. There's no story details. There's nothing like that. All they said is that it's happening. It's a thing. We knew that. And so that's why I'm like, yeah, let's talk about it. We haven't talked about the Xbox briefing leak at all on the show, and we're not going to.
Yeah, I didn't read that either.
Yeah. And, surprises are fun, and I don't want to ruin that for people that don't want to hear it.
Yep.
Just because it's, quote, news. It's not news. It'll be news in 9 days. Or 10 days.
Yes.
And that's what it's for. The surprises are the fun of it all.
I concur.
So, in other Square Enix news, though, it was kind of a story not a lot of people saw it today. But, why can't I think of the game right now? Dying Light 2, that's the one. I'm super looking forward to that game, actually.
Yes, me
But
too.
Square Enix is publishing that game now in North America.
I did not know
they just reached that agreement literally today. So Square will be publishing it, and I'm guessing if they worked out that deal, that game might be coming this year or very early next year. And we'll have to see when E3 rolls around. But the first one came out in January of, what was it, 16 or 17? I don't remember which one. But yeah, it definitely was a January release. So, all right. Anything else on Avengers? Because none of us wanted to read a ton and learn a ton and have it ruined. So, sorry, anybody that wanted a ton of details.
If it's as good as Spider-Man,
Yeah.
I'll be happy.
Well, the fact that it's coming from Square Enix and Crystal Dynamics, who's done the Tomb Raider series, which I was really happy with. The graphics was amazing and stuff like that.
No, they're
I'm
terrible.
excited for it. And as far as what I like, which Avengers I would like the ones that I know, but then again, I'm intrigued to learn about characters that I don't know. So I'm okay with either way. I'm sure they'll make some kind of reference or touch base with the main ones because, I'm sure a lot of people will be just excited just because Iron Man's in it or Thor or whoever, right? Or the Hulk, whatever their favorite one is. But I don't know if it's just going to center around them. It'd be pretty neat and smart if they did focus on them and then they transition to the new generation of Avengers or whatever.
I feel like you have to control somebody other than them because unless they do the whole we're going to strip them of all their power and you have to earn it all back.
Yeah, I hope they don't do that.
Yeah, because that's going to happen. Because that's how every Tomb Raider game works.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Steven.
I almost wonder if it'll be one of those basically the superhero movies that are on their own. So you see the Spider-Man and there's no other superhero. Well, Iron Man is there, but he's not using his superpowers for whatever reason. So you'll be playing as one, and hopefully it's customizable. But then maybe the Avengers show up. That'd be cool. But you don't play as them, right? So they're kind of there, and they might help you out every now and again, but you don't control them. I don't know. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
all for
excited
that.
to see this at E3 and see.
But I do really hope
where
that
they
we
go
get to control, make the superpowers we want or something,
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be
Graham-
shoehorned into
Mhm.
something. Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hawkeye sucks.
Graham, can I disappoint you extremely in a big way right now? A very big way.
Sure, if it makes you feel good.
Shadow of the Tomb Raider was one of my most disappointing games last year.
Shadow of the Tomb Raider, right?
Yeah.
Story-wise, the story was really convoluted.
It had cool moments, but the overall story just didn't do it for me.
It looked beautiful though.
Oh, it did, for sure.
Yeah. No, I think Rise.
But so did No
Raider
Man's Sky at first.
Was my favorite of the three.
Rise of the Tomb Raider is one of the best games this generation.
I think all the Tomb Raiders are garbage, and anyone that likes them is a silly Billy.
I couldn't put Rise of the Tomb Raider down when I played it.
I could.
So yeah, I know. But no, I very much like that game, and that's partly why this one was disappointing, because it wasn't. It was just a step down from it.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that is objectively true. So, you know, it wasn't a bad game. It was just disappointing.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it.
Live up to that.
It finished the trilogy, which I was okay with, and stuff like that. The thing is, like, you get invested in this, you just want the best ending and everything to be happy. Like, kind of like Game of Thrones. Like, people are invested in that. Like, they wanted the greatest ending ever, and some people didn't get what they wanted, and they were upset with it.
Some.
Okay.
No, Graham, what Game of Thrones taught me is that you're not a real fan unless you hate it.
Yeah.
So, if you're a real fan of something, then you hate it more than anything. Because that makes a lot of sense.
This is true. And if you like it, you're stupid. And you're a stupid dum-dum.
Yeah, and if you like it, you're just a shill.
Yep.
So, you know, that makes total sense. All right. Let's move on. Graham, Nintendo has struck again.
They never seem to disappoint.
Super Mario Maker, which looks so much fun. It does.
I'm excited for this game.
Yeah? Because, Graham, I want to play with you.
You're going to go find your Switch?
I found it.
You can't play with it.
Oh,
no, Steven, no spoilers. I found my Switch, Graham. I have to buy another power cord for it because I lost that. So this will be the third one.
The third one?
You're ridiculous.
It's funny. I'm on my second one. I lost one of mine, so.
Yeah. See, even Graham loses him, Steven, so don't say ridiculous.
You guys are ridiculous.
I don't know how, but I did.
But Graham, can you and me play Super Mario Maker 2 together online on the day it comes out?
We can if we get randomly matched up. So, good chance, no.
Wait, so I can't select you off of a friends list in the game and say I want to play with Graham?
No, that would be ridiculous and silly.
Yeah, because that would be way too much like what everyone else does.
Well,
their reasoning was somehow even worse.
What was their reasoning?
Their reasoning was they didn't want the leaderboards to be, what's the word? Messed with. Working with your own team, making the leaderboard. It's too easy to cheat or something.
Yeah.
Because Graham, I'm sure. I know, Graham, you can envision this. So they probably did this because if either of us played with Steven would be like, I really just want to help you guys out and get you to the top of the leaderboard.
Yeah. So you guys, so you can tell everybody that I helped you.
Because, Steven's not the type of guy at all that would just do everything in the world to crush you and then be like, ha, you suck. I beat you.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like Steven at all.
For literally the next 5 days.
Get good, scrub.
Yeah. So, this is just, Graham, why? Why do they do these things?
Well,
Nintendo can't go 3 steps forward without going 2 steps back.
It's unfortunate that they're like, they think, okay, people are going to abuse this and cheat and all this stuff because they're not wrong. But I feel like this is going to be something that are going to change in future updates because a lot of
Purple Rainbow Unicorn, the sequel, Tyler.
Come on now. There's chances for updates.
Oh, Graham, no, that's the same as saying you don't know it's not going to happen someday, so you can't say that.
You're just so silly, Graham, with your Nintendo love.
And Graham, if you can't count on the Nintendo community to not, take advantage of this to the nth degree, then we're kind of done as a society at that point. Because I know Xbox and PlayStation communities would. Of course they would.
Yeah.
They cheat everything.
I was listening.
Nintendo's like the pure one that families play.
But apparently they're really dumb. Because, I was listening to Jim Sterling, and he's talking about this, and he mentioned, he brought up a good point. Like in Splatoon, they had unranked leaderboards for stuff, or just no leaderboards. It was unranked if you played with friends. So why couldn't they do that here? Like, I don't care about the leaderboard. I just want to play co-op with people, right? Like, who cares about the leaderboard? Leaderboards are
Yes, exactly.
a very old thing that, I mean, I'm sure some people do, and if you like that sort of thing, cool, like, great for you. I just personally do not care. And if you made it unranked, like, co-op with friends, fine. But then their argument is just so stupid.
Mm-hmm. So, Steven, if you and I wanted to play each other in Madden, that would be unranked.
Yes.
Because
every
play a friend is unranked.
So dumb. It just doesn't make, it's not, well, it's dumb, but it makes no sense. No sense as to why. Like, why this is the case.
Mm-hmm. Graham, I expect you to set them straight at E3.
I'll do my best.
No. I expect to have a picture of you with your finger in the face of new Reggie.
Yes.
Lecturing.
Doug Bowser.
Yes. Lecturing him on this and telling him how it needs to be.
I'll give him a stern talking to.
There you go. Very good. So I mean, that's that. You can't play online with your friends. So have fun playing randoms forever and not enjoying it with your friends who are mostly the reason you get games to play with anyway, but that's okay.
Let's hope you don't have any friends, because
I don't want to.
So, all right. What do you think of subscription passes, subscription services?
I like them in...
Oh, Steven, go ahead.
I like them until I don't like
phone's
them.
ringing.
Yeah, I wonder who that is. No, they're, how should I put this? Like, at a certain point, there's probably going to be too many of them to keep track of, and then it'll just get annoying. But for right now, I have no issues. Like, you think of all the movies and TV stuff you subscribe to. You got, like, HBO. You might pay for it through cable, but it is an extra cost. You have Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime. If you
Crave if you're in Canada.
Well, yeah, Crave if you're in Canada. If you cut the cord, you also have your Hulu Live, YouTube TV, Fubo, Sling, PS Now, DirecTV Now that you can sign up with. There's like hundreds of subscriptions just for TV, so it's not surprising video games would be one of them. I don't think this is going after the people like us that buy a lot of games, though I would absolutely get this if it allows me to play a lot of games.
Well,
I hope
we're the people who should get it.
Yeah, well, I hope it's more like Game Pass than EA Access, to be honest with you.
Oh, I totally agree. And, well, here's the thing. There's, in the leak that came out, because this was a leak, it was not an announcement by Ubisoft. So...
we will find out.
It's going to be at the briefing. There is supposedly a premier tier of this, which I'm guessing, Steven, is going to be like Game Pass, where you'll see everything day and date of release available to you.
So how much would you spend?
For Ubisoft, I don't know. That's a good question. It probably $100, $120.
Oh, I was thinking how much a month, but
well, I mean for the year, if I can get it for the cost of getting 2 games for the whole year, then yeah, because that'll make me play games I might not have otherwise.
Yeah, I agree with that price point.
Mm-hmm. So that's where I feel. One more thing on this, and I'll let you guys kind of respond to it, but I see a lot of people, especially the YouTube community, where they're very against this. They hate subscription services because they think at some point it's going to become something where that's the only way you can get the games. I vehemently disagree with that. However, if it did become that, then yeah, I would say no way. I would not support them at all. But I don't think that's going to happen.
Not for a while.
Not for a long time.
But you did say not that long ago you thought Xbox might do games that, only come to Game Pass. And
that only come to Game Pass, but it's...
You supported that. You thought that was a good idea.
But I think for smaller games like your Crackdowns, etc., nobody's buying an Xbox One for Crackdown 3. And if you are, I'm really sorry about that.
Yep, you're going to be disappointed.
Yep.
Well, that was another game that was really fun to play. Just everything about it sucked. But it was really fun.
Yeah. I mean, aside from the part where everything else sucked, yeah, it was super.
But I mean, you were doing the
But-
gameplay the 99% of the time, which
I know.
so it was, I put
The AI was really dumb though, from what I experienced. But anyway,
cares. It was fun.
yeah.
Load things up.
But if you had paid $60 for it, would you have felt like
I
that
never would have paid $60 for it, so that
Yeah.
puts him.
Exactly. So, yeah, I don't see us going to that model anytime soon. Now, if Xbox said the only way you can play Halo Infinite is on Xbox Game Pass, yeah, I would have a problem with that, and I would call them out for that.
No, you wouldn't. You're a
Yes, I would.
Xbot, so
No,
like
that's wrong. That's not okay.
no Xbot. You're an Xbot.
I mean, Netflix has movies that the only way you can watch them is if you have Netflix. But guess what? None of them are going to win Best Picture, most likely.
Yeah, and everyone has Netflix, so at that point they can do that. Like,
Sure.
I've yet to meet a single person that like doesn't have Netflix in some. They might not pay for their own Netflix, but they all have access to it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, what if like Amazon Prime has movies too? That's fine. But if Amazon Prime said the only way you can watch Star Wars Episode 9 at all, not even going to be in theaters, it's just on Amazon Prime, I'd have a serious problem with that.
All right.
I would.
Okay.
So, I don't know. What do you guys think? Like, I don't think it's ever going to get to that point because there's too much money to be made in selling the game individually. And, a lot of people they either can't afford or they don't want to sign up for something that draws off their card every month for, $15, $20. What do you guys think?
No, you're right, because like a lot of these times now you sign up for a subscription, like it automatically renews and you could like forget about it. That's why I think some people have issues with it, because they have so many subscriptions that they're afraid they're going to lose track of it, and then they're going to have like automatic payments coming out that they're like, oh, I forgot I had that. I'm like, they should get rid of that.
Guess what though?
What?
You don't have to sign up for this.
No, that's what I mean. You don't have to. And the thing is, if you're going to buy, let's say, 2, maybe 3 games, then it is well worth it.
Assuming you get to play those games with this pass without having to buy. I could see, I mean, Tyler, you said there is, I guess we'll find out for sure in a week and a half. But I bet you there'll be an EA Access like option, and then the EA like Premier like option, or whatever the heck it's called, the PC one.
Yep, I agree 100%.
So you can get it where you save a little bit of money on like everything you buy Ubisoft wise if you're not interested in playing everything, but you pay like $20 or $30 for the year, and you get you can get 2 games for $10 off, and that, I mean, it basically makes your whole. What's the point if that's the case? Yeah. But whatever. We'll pretend the math works. But I can see them having a pass where you get to play every game in the Ubisoft library without having to pay, which means you guys can finally enjoy the most amazing game of all time, Steep.
Oh yes. Well, I can enjoy that now.
That's true. That's true. You could do it now.
Yes. So. No, I have no problem with this because, Steven, you're absolutely right. You don't have to buy it. And as long as that remains the case, where you don't have to buy this to play these games, awesome. I love that it's an option for people, because for some people, like us, by the way, this is a great option. The people who buy 1 or 2 games a year, and one of them might be Assassin's Creed, this is not a good option for. And if it ever became something where this is the only way you can get it, then yeah, I'm going to say that's a problem. But I think we're a long way from that, and I think the people that are really concerned about that are just, I don't know, I think it's outrage for the sake of outrage again. And it's not really thinking about how these businesses run. They try to get as many revenue streams as they can, not limit it to one thing and say this is how you have to do it. That's just me. Anything else, guys, on that?
No, like if it helps somebody save a little bit of money, then nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, I agree. 100%. All right, let's move into our E3 preview for the week, which is Xbox this week. Little doubt that this is kind of the big one this year. All eyes are on them. they've got such a great opportunity to deliver and steal the show in every single way and make people just really excited for what the future of Xbox looks like. Phil Spencer tweeted out today that they finished the rehearsal in Redmond, in Seattle, for the briefing, and that they are going to talk about 14 Xbox Studios games, first-party games. Now, let's do the math real quick, because we know Halo Infinite's one, we know Gears 5 is one, we know Ori's one, we know probably Sea of Thieves is going to get mentioned, talking about new content. I would guess we'll see some combination of State of Decay, Crackdown 3, maybe Forza. But at worst, that still leaves 8 games that we've never heard of before.
Excuse me. Sorry.
And I think, Graham, that's probably one of them, right?
Yes.
Has to be.
I
But
feel.
even if that's true, that leaves 7 that we've never heard of before.
Yeah. Well, like,
I don't know.
how many?
What do you think?
Well, they announced all these studios that they've purchased and stuff like that. So I think it's gonna be a lot of them gonna be content from these new companies that are making these games. Like Obsidian. I'm very curious to see what Obsidian is working on. And like I said,
I don't think they're working on anything right now, Graham. I think they're trying to finish Outer Worlds
yeah,
and get that ready.
yeah.
So I've kind of taken them off the table, to be honest with you.
That one off the table. Well,
I think Ninja Theory for sure we're going to see something.
okay. So yeah, like there's a lot of those studios where we haven't seen what they're working on, and that's kind of why I kind of don't want to read the leak Microsoft briefing, because I want to be surprised what's coming from these studios.
Graham, I'm starting to think that was leaked, quote unquote, intentionally.
To throw people off, you think it's fake?
I do. I think there's just enough true stuff in there. Like, okay, so there's one big one in there that everybody's speculating on already. And I think that is there to throw people off. That's my opinion. The more I hear like today's tweet, like all that other stuff, this stuff, I don't remember being in there. And I'm telling you, I think that was leaked to throw people off a little bit.
Cool.
They're smart. They know the game at this point.
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't you? I would. Wouldn't you leak a fake one?
I would.
Yeah. Or maybe I'm just trying to talk myself into being surprised. I don't know.
Probably that one.
It's probably. But would you really? Like, it would be smart on their part to leak a fake one. Throw everybody off the scent a little bit.
And blame Walmart Canada for it.
Yes.
Well, no.
We don't
Walmart
blame
Canada
Walmart.
has yet to strike this year.
We blame Canada.
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't Walmart, because Walmart didn't do it. It was in Canada that it happened, Graham.
Canada.
So,
Not Walmart.
All right.
but anyway, Graham, continue. Like, what? Oh, so let me put it this way. Like, outside, let's not talk developers in particular. Let's talk what type of games you want to see. Do you want pew pew games and vroom vroom games and maybe
No.
a vroom
Yes.
game?
The Xbox is my bro shooter console. They should never make anything else. Just bro shooters.
But
Racers.
Steven, how about a vroom pew game?
How about a racing bro shooter?
Yes.
That's
Yep.
what he was
That's the only thing
insinuating.
that's the dream. That is the dream.
So
Wait, yeah, a racing game where you shoot out the window and then when you shift correctly, you're like, hell yeah, different wording, obviously,
Yes.
but yes.
Big muscled guy.
Yep.
So unlike you two, this is not my dream. My dream is a nice single player experience. Not because I don't want to play with nobody else and I'm that well, yeah, maybe that's the reason. But no, I enjoy single player games where I go at my own leisure, do what I want and enjoy it. I don't have to wait for I'll say me wait, they be waiting for me. And they'll be like dragging me into the next screen because I'll be busy trying to kill everyone and every enemy on screen.
Oh,
I know. He's like, there's an enemy like 100 feet away.
the worst person to play.
He has to die.
The worst person to play games with is Graham.
No, that's not true.
So bad.
No, that's not true. But on missions that are timed, like Destiny 2
Yes.
Strikes, Graham is the worst to play with because Graham like wants to kill every last thing. And I get it, but that's not.
I'm trying to cleanse the planet.
Try to
I'll do
look
that.
at every single damn pixel that exists in the level, and you're just like,
So,
ugh.
so Graham, what if the 8 games they announce are Forza 8 through 15?
I'm like, well, I'm disappointed.
I
But
think we
I'd be
might
like, well,
just get up and leave at that point.
I'm like, well, at least I got them for free through Game Pass.
Oh my god. No, there is no new Forza game this year.
Yeah.
And that's kind of refreshing. There is, however, a new Need for Speed, which I could go on about for 5 minutes, why that's really stupid.
Why you're definitely gonna be buying it day one,
No.
day in, day.
No, I won't even play the trial, most likely.
Bull.
They need to take time off and seriously reboot this game. And by reboot, I mean make like Hot Pursuit again and stuff like that.
No,
Yeah.
just remaster Need for Speed Most Wanted, the original.
Yes,
first
I'm fine with that. I'm good. I would rather just have a remaster of Most Wanted than whatever stupid stuff they make now.
Well, and you're naming these games and stuff like that, and we know Need for Speed is not on this list because apparently the game's not good enough to be shown at E3.
Well, no, they just said it's not ready to be shown yet.
It's also an EA game, not an Xbox game.
Right, but yeah.
Uh,
But EA is not having it at EA Play because it's not ready to be
Maybe
shown yet
we
because
should
it sucks.
Get back to Xbox here, since
Fine.
we're previewing it.
All right.
I'll
Well,
go here.
I do think EA will show up on the Xbox stage. But yeah,
Okay, maybe Star Wars probably actually.
yes.
Graham, were you done?
no, I wasn't done.
Okay, go.
Go ahead.
So, like I said, I like to see some first-player adventure type games, and I think that how the success of God of War is like kind of showed people the way of people are really still enjoying these games, and it can be very successful. So, like, I don't want them to like copy God of War because obviously God of War is his own entity, but I would like to see a game like that. They could make Fable 4 like that, and I'm hoping for a Fable 4 reveal. It's been teased like forever, and
It's gonna happen.
rumored
Graham.
and
I'd be so
speculated.
shocked.
So
I'd be so shocked if that doesn't happen.
yeah, so that's the biggest one of the bigger ones that I'm looking just to see what it is and what it's gonna have to offer. Because we know nothing about it. We don't even know if it's coming. We just really think
Oh, it's coming.
Tyler says it's coming,
Like,
so
It's coming. Playground Games got a second team to make that game.
Yeah.
It's coming.
yeah. Let me see it.
Graham, you know what I think they should do for the adventure game? Because you can't try to make a game like God of War, because then it's just going to get compared to God of War and it's going to lose.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Every time.
Yeah, you're
I
right.
tried already with Rise Son
And-
of Rome at the very beginning of the console.
Yeah. Oh, and that's so bad.
Yeah, that was.
But, like, it looked beautiful, but it was so bad. But, Graham, is there a franchise that just finished a trilogy that fits into that genre that the developer's not going to make any more of and they could buy the rights to?
I'm not sure what you're thinking. Give me, help me out here.
It's one of your absolute favorites. You just defended it about 15 minutes ago.
Oh.
Shadow of the Dumb Raider.
Yeah.
Well, that's who like the Avengers. Are gonna be bid-
Square Enix is done with it.
It's true.
They made their trilogy and they're done.
No, but I
They've said
mean,
that.
they're gonna move on to the Avengers franchise.
Right.
That's-
Right, but I'm saying that's why the Tomb Raider franchise is out there.
Yes,
Yeah.
Tomb
For
Raider's
Xbox to step in and
available
say-
to buy.
Oh,
Yes.
you think so?
Why not? It's a recognizable franchise. It doesn't need to be exactly like God of War to be good. Just do something awesome with it.
That's very interesting. I don't think they'll do that right away. Like maybe a few years. I don't know.
And to everybody, this is total speculation by me. I have no information.
Well, I
about
guarantee
this.
you, Tomb Raider
But-
is not going away. There's
And that's why I'm
no
saying
way.
they should be the ones to do this.
That would be
Not
huge.
the new Santa Monica studio. I want something new and original from them.
That would be huge.
But one of the others can take that mantle and go. Because the lore is already there.
Yes.
And Xbox kind of sucks at building lore in those types of games. They do. They just cover it up with explosions and, guns. Kind of like Michael
Muscles.
Bay. They're like the Michael Bay of video games.
Yeah. Yeah, I never thought who would carry the torch of Tomb Raider, but
Yeah.
that's a very interesting point you brought up.
Mm-hmm. So I would also like to see some just smaller RPGs, stuff that maybe aren't 200-hour things, but are still super fun, Not that I would want to play them, but I think it fills a massive void for the console. And just nothing that involves driving and steering or shooting, please. And by the way, I heard the rumor of what the Ninja Theory game might be, and that scared the hell out of me.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
There's a rumor that it's a sci-fi shooter. Just saying.
No.
I'd only be okay with it if it was like a Mass Effect game.
Yes.
Yeah, if it's like that, I'm fine, because that has a lot of RPG elements and it's very different. But no, please don't.
Have you learned nothing?
Like I don't want this to turn into something where we're just going to get more Halos and Gears because there's more studios.
This is a make or break year for me for what I'm going to do next.
Yeah.
Next console gen.
Steven, the thing is, I think at the end of the day, we're joking right now, kind of, but at the end of the day, they know better.
Do they though?
And they do.
Okay.
I'll
tell you what they need.
The bottom line is they got their ass handed to them this generation. They did. In every way. In sales, in games, in everything. And they have taken a step back and learned from that. And I believe that because they haven't rushed to get games out right now. They're taking the time to do it right, like PlayStation did. Because once the second half of this gen showed up and they started releasing Horizon and Uncharted and God of War and Spider-Man, those games all kicked ass and they were really good. All of them. So if Xbox is taking that same approach and they can deliver even 80% of that, I'm awesome. I'm super happy with that.
All right.
I know you're not as confident.
No. But I'll tell you what they need to do.
Yes, please.
So,
I'm tired of talking. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. Graham previewed Xbox, even though Xbox is the Tyler thing, supposedly, or it kind of seems like that. No. So what Xbox needs to do is they need a Fable game, or they need to reboot it, and it needs to be good, and fun. They need a new JRPG. Give me Lost Odyssey 2 or something really like that. They need something like that. They need an open world RPG like Horizon Zero Dawn, but its own thing. It doesn't need to be robot dinosaurs. Scalebound looked very promising to me. I know Tyler and Graham and everybody, at least the first trailer. I did miss the second one.
It just wasn't for me. That's what it was.
But it looked great to me, and I liked the idea. And it fortunately got tabled and everything, and both sides failed, and that sucked. I was very unhappy about that, because that looked good. But something like that, new idea, make a game. It'd be fun. And God, I swear, if there's more shooters, I'm done. I'm done. If there's one shooter coming out from E3 other than Halo and Gears, I'm done. I'll quit. I'll quit on the spot.
So Piracy just to me. We just got a question in chat. What we think the first initiative game might be, and the initiative is the Santa Monica studio, the one they built from the ground up. They stole talent from Rockstar and from a bunch of other big studios, like from I think the God of War team, other people. So they got super good talent there.
Well, hopefully they use it then.
Would you rather see something more Rockstar or more God of War like?
God of War for me.
Rockstar
for me. God, if they could deliver anything close to a true Rockstar experience and have it be console exclusive, that's a game changer.
Yeah, but also these games, there can be a couple that are short indie games. There need to be massive AAA games announced here. If I see the little indie length titles, I love Ori. No. Don't get me wrong, it's one of my favorite games of the generation. Same with Limbo and Inside and stuff. Yeah. Those are fine, but if it's all stuff like that, I'll be done because
you know why you love them? Because you already have the console.
Yeah.
It's not a console seller. You're not going to buy the console for that game.
Yep.
totally am with you. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, so you need they need to be AAA length and production valued type games.
Mhm.
So spawn something awesome, and I don't know what it's hard. I mean, like Fable and like some RPG open world action games, stuff like that. That'll be good. You know, if you come at me with the indies or the bro shooters or the racers, I'm done with Xbox. I don't think it's
You know what
going to
else?
happen. It's just
It's not.
negative, but
What the other thing I don't want is fighting games.
no. Nope.
Because fighting games, I'm sorry to fans of fighters out there. Fighting games don't sell consoles either.
I feel like fighting games are a very niche audience. The niche,
There.
they love them, and that's great,
Mhm.
but I don't think it's a
Yeah.
huge audience. Now, also,
Yeah.
like one of my questions, I was thinking about this the other day, right? Actually, right after
Mhm.
the Death Stranding trailer came out, and I watched it. I'm like, you know what? Like, Xbox could never have something like this. At least not where they're at now.
Yeah.
You can't. I cannot imagine Death Stranding being an Xbox game.
So let me ask you this question, and this is for both of you guys. We've made fun of Death Stranding because nobody knows what the hell it is and blah, blah, blah. But there's no doubt that game is going to be massively successful. Like, out of the gate. And it's probably going to get, at minimum, a 9.5 ratings from the big boys, you know? But has Xbox ever had a game that generated as much, like, fan interest and intrigue
Nope.
as that?
No.
Graham, can you think of one?
No, not really. Nothing's come to mind.
I can't. Like, they just don't do anything that creative. They really don't. Xbox is very Michael Bay-like with its games. It's like Michael Bay and Fast and the Furious. Very much. Nothing against those, but they're not exactly thought-provoking, influential films.
Yeah, and you can get the same type of experience on other platforms. Not
Yeah,
exact,
like-
but like you can get Wolfenstein's cross-platform, Doom,
Yeah.
and arguably those are two of the best shooters. I didn't like either of them
Yeah.
that much, but Doom's one of the best shooters ever.
Doom, I think's fantastic. Don't get me
And that's
wrong,
available
but-
on even on the Switch. Like, and then there's racing games. I mean,
Yeah.
you could argue Gran Turismo is not as good as Forza. I'd argue that, but the experience is still there. But there's things on
I
PlayStation
think-
you
yeah.
can't get anywhere else.
Right, and I think Forza's the flag bearer nowadays, but that can't be your tentpole game. It just can't.
Nope.
So, and right now it is, unfortunately, and Halo's had a 4-year break, probably 5 by the time it's all said and done. And, I don't know. I'm at the point now, I think the only way Xbox has a shot to win next generation is if they put the new console out this year. Because PlayStation is going to dominate the conversation through the holidays because of Death Stranding now. And that's going to keep the momentum up into next year when they're going to release Last of Us 2. I'm going to predict that now in the spring. Steven, I know you're with me on that. You actually said it first.
Yes.
So I'll give you credit for that. And that's going to keep the momentum going. And then if they stay true to their word and they release Ghost of Tsushima in the fall, like, they're going to have all the momentum going into the new consoles launching. And you can talk about teraflops all day long, but it's about games. So, yeah, I think their best shot is to put the damn thing out this year, if they can. I still think there's a chance that might happen. I think it's unlikely. I think it's like a 10% chance.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to see some surprises and some wow moments where it's like, I had no idea that was coming, or I had no idea they would do that.
Mm-hmm. And I hate it because I've talked myself now, Steven, into being where you are, where I'm a little concerned.
Yeah, I don't know. I hope their briefing's good. I'm not going to say I hope.
It will be. It will be.
Wow. All right.
No, it will. Last year's was good too, right? And
Right,
we
but
enjoyed
this
last
is
year's.
a make or break year. Like,
It is.
to me, you need to get momentum going. You need to show games, because the games you show now are going to be the games probably coming in the next year, or at the very latest, like at the earliest part of 2020. And assuming that's when the new consoles come out, you need games that are going to sell your system. So you need games that are different. You need a game that you can experience on PlayStation or the Switch or whatever. You need like a Breath of the Wild type game.
Yep. I agree. What do you guys think? Xbox, what's the one thing they could do where you would walk away saying they really blew it?
Blew it out of the water, or they screwed up really badly?
No, they screwed up. They blew it. Like they had a great opportunity and they let it go.
Well, basically, there's no Sony to compete with. So if they don't like come out with basically if these like you guys are saying, everything's either a racer or a shooter or just like a small title, nothing like big and blown away, except for Gears 5. Like we know that's coming for sure. And if they don't like announce like Fable 4, and if they just like rehash, oh, it's Sea of Thieves, and then oh, this is coming from State of Decay, it's like, okay, no, you said you're gonna have all these, and you can't just choose these ones that are already out.
You know, some of these are going to be old. Like, Sea of Thieves is going to be there. That's one of the 14. Like, there's no doubt.
I know, but that can't be all they have. They have to have...
Well, it's not, because they don't have that many exclusives.
3 minutes.
Yeah. They don't have 14 exclusives in the last 3 years, Graham, or even 5.
Yeah. So
there's no way they can do that. They'd have to show off like stuff from Rise and Sunset Overdrive.
Yeah. So I don't know, like, and if these aren't coming out for like a while, and like all these new studios, they're just showing like little like diaries, so you can't actually see like gameplay, or or something comes up like this is not representative of actual gameplay or something like that. Like we need some concrete stuff of good games.
Okay.
That is what we need.
Well, what if we see it? What if we see a dev diary from The Initiative? I'm okay with that.
Yes.
That's the brand new ground up studio that they literally just opened last year. Like, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But it can't. You're right. It can't all be that. Like, there's got to be gameplay.
Yeah.
So for me, I'll answer the question real quick, and I'll turn it over to Steven. For me, it's an absolute disaster if it's like 20 minutes combined of xCloud and the new Halo series on Showtime. If you do that, Xbox, even listening. Even I cannot defend you. And I've been accused by many a person of being an Xbot. I'm not, but you know.
Yes.
I've been accused. Oh, please. I took Xbox to task hard and you guys.
Sure you did.
Year.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't, because you didn't get the message that I got.
That's because I use a different tone than
you
do.
My gosh. The source
anyway. But no, I okay, so it doesn't matter who's been the toughest. I've been hard on them too this year, from mid 2018 till now, because they don't have any games. Like Crackdown 3 isn't going to do it. Sorry, it's not.
Nope.
So
I hope this is good. I know some of you are listening probably like Steven hates Xbox, and I don't. I despise them. No, it's the console I turn on every day. It's the one I like. Yes. I spend the most time with. I've spent more time with the Xbox than PlayStation, PC, and Switch combined. All right, I want this to be good. I just have like no faith at this point. I have I have a glimmer of faith. If they do anything in this press conference that is not gaming related, they failed. If there's anything about the TV show, anything about xCloud, they failed. It should all be about games. The only exception is the new console tease, which we assume we're going to get at the end. Yeah. Or
hardware is fine. Show off the new console. And here's the thing, like, if they show that thing off early, I'm going to be so excited, guys. Because I'm going to think that my bizarro prediction might be true.
Yes.
If they don't show it early and they show it at the end, then you know it's a year and a half away.
Yep.
I mean, that's just reality.
Yep.
But God, please don't show the Halo thing, the show, and please don't spend a lot of time on xCloud. Nobody cares right now. Save that for the Inside Xbox things. That's where that should be shown. Guys, anything else on Xbox? By the way, we're all really excited to go to the Xbox briefing.
Oh.
If you can't tell.
Super excited.
Yes,
No,
but
I legitimately am. Like, that's what I'm most excited to do at E3 right now.
yes, I am as well, because I think it could be either one of the best things ever, but it also will be it is both the potential to make me the most excited and the most disappointed.
Yeah.
More than anything else.
Do you agree? It has the potential to be something we'll never forget.
Yes.
And I agree with that. I think this could be really, really special.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and they say it's going to be bigger than ever, the best one ever, but they say that every year.
It is the
I
longest
don't-
ever, though.
It is supposed to be the
Like
longest
2
one ever.
hours or something.
And that, you know, because, Steven, you're going to get the whole first episode of the Halo show type show.
I will leave. I will walk out. Graham's roommates
So-
are watching the sports.
Yeah, sorry about that. I apologize. The Raptors.
Graham's roommates are excited about the Halo TV show.
Yeah, that's
They're
right.
listening live.
They're listening live.
Graham is in
Are the
best-
Raptors playing tonight, Graham?
Yes, the Raptors are playing,
Ah.
and they seem to be doing well. I guess.
I've heard quite a
By
few.
sounds
They,
like-
they put the ball in the round thing.
Hey, Graham, go tell him to shut up and then wait till
Yeah.
you're done.
Yeah, Graham, between my phone calls and your roommates,
Yeah.
like, God, we sound unprofessional.
So unprofessional.
All right. We're already on track to have one of the longest shows we've ever had. So let's wrap the Xbox discussion here. And we'll go ahead and wrap up news and move into releases.
Now in
We'll
stores.
go right back to Xbox. How about that?
Why
So-
not?
Yeah. You can get Time Spinner on the 4th, MotoGP on the 6th of June, and Party Golf on the 7th. That game doesn't... Like, I clicked on it because I have the word golf in it. Not looking so great. But hopefully somebody likes it and you have a good time. Games with Gold, Steven, I was dumb and didn't update it. So you go ahead and do PlayStation. I'll come back and do Games with Gold for Xbox for June.
Well, I know one of them's Chell. Stupid.
Yes, it is.
The other one, they're not very good in my opinion. But all right, we'll go to PlayStation. All right, so on the 4th, you can get Warhammer Chaos Bane and Elder Scrolls Online Elsewhere expansion. I hope I didn't butcher that too bad. And then on the 6th, you can get MotoGP 19. PS Plus games, Last Chance at What Remains at Edith Finch, and Overcooked. I know the new PS Plus games are out, so I will update my list as well. I think they're out. Yes, but Graham, Nintendo.
Yes, for Nintendo, on June the 4th, you can get Time Spinner. And then on the 6th, you can get Word Wheel by POWGI or Paugi or something like that. And finally, on June the 7th, you can get Warlocks 2 Godslayers.
Yeah.
Just because it sounds cool, I've chose it.
So real quick, you for PS Plus, you can get the games I mentioned up until the 4th. But after the 4th, Sonic Mania and Borderlands the Handsome Collection will be the new games. So there you go.
Okay, and for Xbox, yes, you can get EA Sports NHL 19 for free the entire month of June. And through backwards compatibility, you can get Portal Still Alive through the 15th.
It's the only good game on Games with Gold.
Yeah, like, I don't know. A lot of people are getting really upset about the Games with Gold and PS Plus games. Do you guys think that's fair?
No, PS Plus has been good recently. Games with Gold
It
has
really
not
has.
been. But I think
No, it
Games with
hasn't.
Gold hasn't been because they're trying to push people to Game Pass.
Yep, and I don't blame them for that
No,
necessarily.
and Game Pass has been really good, so I can
Say it, Steven. Say it.
absolve them of their crimes against
End
my
of the day,
entitled
you're getting
nature.
free games.
No, you're not. You're paying $60 for gold, and there's games that are included with that.
Right, but that wasn't always a thing.
It's included in your subscription and has been for a long time. It counts. At this point, you don't get the it does it. It's it's free. It's not. You pay for gold, you get the games. You don't.
Okay. I mean, I guess. But I think that makes people feel entitled to really good stuff for free. So, just saying. All right. That's it for releases. So, Steven, before we actually give away some free stuff, because we're going to do that, how about we talk about questions?
Fan
Yeah,
man.
we have time for like one.
No, we can do a few. You're good.
All right. Xbot Toss says, in light of Death Stranding release date trailer this week, do you feel like you have seen enough gameplay to justify a pre-order?
I would say yes. I don't think you're gonna see much more gameplay than this.
Oh, I doubt that.
Oh,
I highly doubt.
yeah, we'll see a bunch.
There'll be like 3 more trailers before release, Graham. But yes, I have seen enough to justify a pre-order.
I have too. Based on not only what we saw in this one, but Kojima's reputation. At this point, you know if you like Kojima games or not. You know, you just do, if you've ever played them. So, yeah, I mean, it's not like this is going to be a dramatic departure from what he's always done in terms of gameplay, combat, stuff like that.
Well, it's not going to be a stealth game, so it is going to be a dramatic departure from that.
From that,
Graham hates Kojima. He said it. He told me.
No, but what I said about you're not going to see any more. I mean, like more, like varieties of what it showed. Like basically, we've seen all the different types of gameplay now. That's what I
mean, I guess.
Like,
but I think we'll get a deep dive state of play in August, September-ish. That shows us a lot of gameplay, like extended gameplay clips. 10 minutes long. That type of thing.
Yeah.
It's just my feeling, but could be wrong.
All
right, next up.
Despawn asks, would you guys like to see a Metroid Prime trilogy for the Switch, and would you buy it?
Hell
yes and no.
Yeah. I want that so bad. I end up buying it for, I think, the Wii U, just to find out that you had to still use the nunchuck and whatever the other thing is called. And I was so disappointed. I tried it, but I'm like, not really feeling this. I kind of want to play with a controller. I want a Metroid Prime trilogy so bad. Day one. And I would be so excited if they announced that at E3. And I think a lot of people will be.
Okay.
I have never played a Metroid Prime game. I've seen a couple people play them.
Either.
So I played the first one on GameCube, and I was blown away of how big of a game it was. I never finished it, but I was like, you could like fly to other planets and explore other worlds. I'm like, wow, like that was like the biggest game I ever played at the time.
Yeah, actually, so I did play a demo for a Metroid game on the DS, like the original DS, when it was like one of the first first DSs. And I didn't understand how to I rolled around as Samus, and that's all I could do, and I didn't understand that you had to use the stylus to aim. I was like, why can't I how do you aim
Yeah.
Doesn't explain anything in the demo, which is silly. I don't know if Graham, what was the Metroid game? Was it a Metroid Prime game, or was it just straight Metroid game on the A Link to the Past, whatever system that came out, the NES, SNES, I don't know.
A Link to Past Super Nintendo.
So what was the Metroid game? Was it just Metroid, or was that
Metroid
it was
Prime? Just Metroid. It wasn't Metroid Prime.
Oh, okay. Because I've seen speed runs that they've literally combined Metroid and A Link to the Past into one, and you get items for both games in both games, so you can get Metroid items in Zelda and Zelda in, but you can't use them but you can only use them in the SNES. But it's a run, and it's super fun to watch because it switches back and forth. It's really interesting. But yeah, I've never played a Metroid Prime game, so would I buy it? Maybe, I don't know. It'd have to look cool.
It does. It looks cool. It's got puzzle elements to it, Steven. I think you would like it.
I hate puzzles. No, I'm kidding. I love doing puzzles. Puzzles in games are the coolest.
Okay.
What about you, Tyler?
You're not
I already answered. I said yes and no.
Oh.
Yes, I hope it happens because I know it'd make a lot of people happy, but no, I doubt I'd get it.
Because you don't buy games on the Switch because you don't even know where your power cord is?
Correct.
Well, he knows where it is. It's at GameStop.
Or
Amazon. Somewhere. Yeah, I'm going to go into GameStop, and then I'm going to ask for it to be free, and then when they say no, I'm going to do the thing that the guy did with Fallout 76.
Push over the...
Yeah, I'm going to tip over everything. And leave.
All right. Last question?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Shadow X says, if you could only cover one game at E3 that you know has been announced, what game would it be? And What games do you think will be revealed? We'll get into that next week, that second part.
Yes.
We'll save that question for next week. So we'll just answer the first one.
Okay, Steven, I know
That's
what your
easy.
answer is going to be, I think. And
There's so many to choose from.
there are. Okay, so I'm just going to say Dying Light 2 for me.
Ooh.
I'm going to go next because I don't want Graham to steal it. The Thief. Cyberpunk.
Ugh. You two picked the two that I would have picked.
Really, Graham? You're that big into Dying Light?
Yeah, when I watched the trailer, I was really into it.
That makes me happy because now I feel like you're going to play. So that's good.
Graham.
Put
one.
me on the spot. I'm gonna go with Dragon Quest Builders 2.
Really?
Really? Okay.
That'd be
Yes.
I mean, you could
Really?
you could double up on one of ours. It's okay.
Okay. I'm gonna go with Cyberpunk 2077.
Okay. And that's fair. I mean, it's likely to be the game of the show again this year.
Yeah.
I don't see it not being that.
Yeah, no.
So it'll be 2 years in a
Graham
row.
just tried to steal my answer.
Once I saw how amazing The Witcher 3 was, I was all in on CD Projekt Red.
Mhm.
All in.
CD Projekt.
Yes, Project Red.
So yeah, and they've got events at Coliseum this year too during E3. So it'll be really interesting to see what they say. And we won't be able to see them live most likely, but we'll be able to go watch them on demand afterward, like on YouTube or whatever. And I look forward to seeing kind of their thoughts and deep diving into that game as much as we can. And Steven will get a chance to hear quite a bit about it.
Yeah, I'm not telling anyone. I'm keeping it all to myself. No, I'm just
right.
kidding. I'll tell everyone as soon as I'm able to.
Mm-hmm. So okay, that does it for questions, everybody. Sorry we didn't do as many this week, but we run a little long in the episode here. And just by sending in questions every week, you're entered to win our monthly giveaway. And Steven's going to do that right now. We're going to have, 2 of them?
Yes.
Okay.
We have 2
Go
winners.
for it.
First up is Josh Webb. Congrats to you. Send us a message and claim your prize. Second winner is Despawn. So both of you, just send us a message. Send one of us. Tyler is the one that has all the codes, so send one to him. But if not, if you think sending one to me because you want to talk to me, that's cool too. And I'll hook you up. So send a message to one of us and claim your prize.
All right. So, yeah, thanks to everybody. And for the monthly giveaways, if you're a winner, you have to reach out to us to claim that. So, appreciate it. Oh, something happened, Graham.
They might have won. They might have won.
I'm guessing the ball went in the round thing again.
Yeah.
So, all right. That does it for episode number 161. Our last one before E3. So next time you join us, we'll be in Los Angeles.
Crazy.
Sitting next to each other. Graham will be addicted to In-N-Out by then. We'll probably be addicted to ketchup chips. I can't even imagine what. Yeah. Do they just taste like ketchup, Graham?
Are you guys just gonna hate on them just because it's like something different
Yes,
and it's
exactly.
from
No.
me and it's from Canada?
No, do
Yes, I
they
hate
do they
everything
legit
That
do
you
they
like.
legit just taste like ketchup?
Yeah, they're like ketchup flavored chips.
So if I just squeeze ketchup into my mouth, that would be the same effect.
Wow, that's a little more overbearing, I would say.
Okay, all right. So I look forward to trying them though. I do, because they're not available in the States, just in Canada.
Maybe I'll research some other stuff that's only in Canada and that
Like KD.
craft dinner.
Yeah.
I bought a case of it the other day, so I got lots I can bring.
You bought a case of Kraft Dinner?
Oh my
Yeah,
God, it's so gross.
It was a good deal.
Okay.
Orange cheese. Ugh. Processed garbage.
So, all right. Again, that does it for episode 161. Sorry for the getting off track there. We've done that a couple times tonight, but we thank you for joining us. We'll be back next week from E3 in Los Angeles, and to start our E3 coverage for basically a week straight. And I look forward to doing that. It's a highlight of the year, every single year for us, and can't wait. It's also, by the way, the 3-year anniversary of the show next week, so we're really excited about that too. And it's kind of a chance to celebrate E3 and the anniversary all at once, so we're excited to do that. All right, for Graham and Steven, I'm Tyler saying thank you so much for joining us. And we'll talk to you next week. Have a great week, everybody. Stay safe, play some great games. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.
Take care, everyone. Be safe.